Martial arts tutor made an apology video where he's basically apologizing for how he first came on YouTube, just basically being real judgmental towards other martial arts and other martial artists that he didn't agree with. He was saying that they were putting down a lot of styles and being overly critical and basically just being arrogant and pretty much just wallowing in their own ignorance and bashing people they didn't agree with misplaced anger. But their heart was in the right place because they felt like what they wanted to do or their approach was the right way, the proper way, and they're just trying to protect other people from the wrong way, from charlatans, from ideas that could get them hurt. And they came to learn over the years that not everyone they thought was their enemy is the enemy, and that they need to rethink the way that they're going about stuff. And I think they probably feel, I think martial arts tutor, and I forget who the other martial artist was that's with him, I think they may feel like they may have led students astray, led junior martial artists astray. And they were apologizing to all the traditional people that they felt like they unwarrantedly or unknowingly attacked. So I've taken about a minute and a half to say that. And now I'm going to take a few more minutes to say, while I do accept the apology, I guess I accept the apology, but in a way I'm kind of glad they did that. Because anybody that's going to listen to that type of stuff, I don't want you for a student. If you're going to look at me just because I'm old, or just because I'm fat, or just because I got a uniform on, that's probably the main thing that would do it, because I got a traditional looking uniform on and I make some people bow. If you're just going to look at that and say that's why you can't train with me, I don't want you as a student. I don't. Now, I can't say this at the community center, because in the community center, we're supposed to be there for the community. So if someone from the community shows up, as long as they're not being disruptive, I'm obligated to give you a chance in the class. As long as you pay and you enroll and you respect what I'm trying to get you to do, then I gotta let you be in there. But if you're gonna sign up for the class and stuff, but you're secretly harboring all this resentment and you want to try to test me all the time because of what you heard on YouTube, or you want to constantly compare me to all this other stuff because of what you heard on YouTube, I don't want you as a student. So if you're going to write off traditional martial arts just because of what I'll say the old martial arts tutor used to say, I'm glad. So I feel like people like that, you're doing me a favor. You're helping me to be rid of people that I don't want. So in that sense, my brother, I kind of wish you'd go back to doing it for real. But they've grown, and I shouldn't wish for people to go backwards. But that's how I feel. I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know how other martial artists feel about it. Now, I also will say at the same time, that type of thinking, that type of misplaced criticism did help me in the beginning just be more open-minded. But then again, I probably would have been more open-minded anyway, just because of the area that I lived in and how I came to the martial arts. Because I'm in the DC area, there's a lot of stuff that we can get, even though it's starting to shrink lately, in my opinion. But I got exposed to judo when I was a toddler and barely remembered it. And we used to have a lot of karate champions around here. And there's quite a few people that have done taekwondo. So if I already had that in my subconscious from small, I think I would have eventually looked into those things anyway. But that type of criticism just made me go, I need to be more open-minded. But if I was the type of person to take it the wrong way, I would just be a pain in the you-know-what to instructors like me who just want to show you something that we think is going to be beneficial to you just from a life and a self-defense standpoint. So, all you guys out there, we like to be real critical and snarky. Some of us on the low appreciate it, even if we can't say directly just because of how things are politically, I'll say. And there's one more thing. In terms of the enemy, and I think I will make this another video, I'm just going to say, I think that I have trained the people I've gone to for pressure points and no-touch stuff. I think they are the original pressure point no-touch people. And they don't say that you can necessarily knock out someone in a street fight with just chi, with just energy. I've never been to a workshop or a camp or a class where anyone has said that. And I think the people that I've gone to for pressure points are the original pressure point people. They are the original no-touch people. They said this is for demonstration purposes only, and maybe at best you could use it for some kind of de-escalation or something. But they never said that somebody's running at you trying to knock your head off with a fist or a bat, that you stand there and try to no-touch them. They've never said that to me. And I've never heard them say that to anybody else. So I don't know where that idea came from. Now, me personally, I personally believe that something like that is remotely possible, just because I believe almost anything is possible. And I've said this online, and I've said this to them. And I've also said, but me personally, I'm also going to just learn how to otherwise fight, so that I'm not going to try to jump to something like that as my primary. I also think, judging on what I've read, that it would take an extremely long amount of time for you to be able to gather up enough energy, I guess, from the universe to be able to really pull something like that off. So it would be impractical, even if you could do it. And then finally, even if I did get to the point where I would do something like that, I would not share that with too many people, because it would be abused. And if anybody they know, if any of them know how to do something like that, and they didn't want to share it with people, I don't blame you, because that's teaching people to abuse stuff. I mean, come on, just imagine that it was really possible for you to knock somebody out without touching them. Is that something you really want a lot of people to know how to do? No. Well, I wouldn't. And on top of all that, people got guns. So let's say I Star Wars Force knock somebody out, and then their buddies is gonna walk up behind me, hit me in the head with a bat, and they still gonna get my money, or somebody else is gonna just shoot me. Oh shucks, this N-word can knock people out without touching them. I might have to put a bullet in him. And from a I guess you could call it an alchemical standpoint, someone who does magic, I'm not going to say who he is because I don't want people harassing him. Well, he doesn't really do magic, but I think that's part of his, he said, his family's tradition and culture, so he knows a little bit about it. He said that iron beats magical stuff. And if you ever have seen that cartoon, what is it called? Maleficent? That shows up in Maleficent, where they have iron burning fairies, and fairies are magical creatures. Okay? Basically, iron is hard, and bullets are made out of steel and iron, so even if you can knock people out with woo-woo chi-chi stuff, you can still get shot. So I would rather learn how to not get shot, which you have to do with awareness. Should I be in this remote corner? You have to do that with awareness and using technology like, bulletproof vests and things of that nature. So I've said all that to say, I have never heard the original no-touch people advocating using no-touch to stop people trying to jump you. They've all said, know how to fight real well, broaden your mind, etc., etc. And you use the pressure point stuff, which is really nothing but knowledge of anatomy, to amplify what you already know. I have not met anyone who just thinks touch, 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 touch like this, like you're typing on a typewriter, makes somebody fall to the floor. So I appreciate your apology, martial arts tutor and the other guy. who he's entwined himself with. Good work on the apology, if I can offer an acceptance, because I'm traditional, but I'm not. But at the same time, I kind of like that stuff. You saved me the headache of dealing with people who are just going to stand around and just suck the life out of what I'm doing because they think that what I'm doing is crap. And then you know what really gets me? It's like, at least when I tried to test people when I was young and coming up in the ranks, when they put the whooping on me, I took it. And I ended up getting better. But those types, they test you, and then if you beat them, then they get mad and you don't see them after a while. Or, you know, like if somebody would have beat me now, dude, I'm knocking on 50. What are you proving beating up somebody that's old enough to be your father? What martial accomplishment is that? What? You ain't proving anything. Somebody that's never been a professional fighter. I fought amateur stuff. I never been a professional fighter. What were he proving? Oh, I beat that old man who's probably need glasses and what you proving? Nothing. So it's ridiculous. If you've made it this far in this video, I just want to say my standard catchphrase after I say again. Your apology is cool, man, but in a way, even the negativity has a positive effect. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. I need to turn this way so I can get more of nature and less of the trash can. And peace.